Evening all, evening champ, you right?
Oh, good, thank you.
Good. You did 2.6 Bahrain Grand Prix today.
Yeah.
Did you win them?
Definitely not.
Both of them?
No, definitely not. No. I mean, we did a good amount of laps. We're certainly not quick enough. So, yeah, plenty of work for us to look into and try and improve on. I think today was our first bit of understanding on where we stand in terms of pace against at least Ferrari, who did a full long run. We're not really close to them at the minute. So, yeah, we're certainly not bad, but we're not quick enough. And yeah, so just testing, and we got plenty of things we know we can already improve on and work on. So nothing to be worried by, but a productive day for the team and for myself, and that's the most important thing.
Okay. How can you, I mean, I know your engineers are clever and everything, but how can you know you're not quick enough, given the extent of so much has changed? Is it just by looking at GPS traces and fuel loads, and if people are doing long runs?
I mean, when
and stuff
you're
like
a race
that?
run, you're full fuel, so
yeah, but
can't really hide that much then.
You could, I mean, you could be running. They could be running light. We don't know. Mercedes could be running with a load of lead in their car, wanting to sandbag. We don't know. You know.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Well, that's interesting.
Don't
that you say
overcomplicate
that.
Formula One. You know,
Hey, listen.
sometimes,
as far as I know,
sometimes people aren't that smart.
as far as I'm telling, it's as complicated. Is the
No.
racing going to be really complicated this year? And what about the barge boards? Are you going to have to watch wheel to wheel? Those barge boards stick out quite a lot. If you get knocked off.
Nah, you're
No?
overcomplicating stuff. F1's
Me?
for dummies. It's not for the driving part is anyway. There's stuff. The rest of it's for smart people. The dummies drive. So I don't know. I've not got that close to people. I'm sure when you get to Australia turn 1, you might see some flying by then. I don't think so. I think if you're getting that close, you're going to be seeing bits flying no matter what.
Yeah.
I did some following. Wasn't too easy, but yeah, it's hard to know what tyres and fuel loads, like you said, everyone might be on at that point of the race that we were doing. So it's going to be complicated no matter what. Like, yeah, I mean, others have said it. Like, you know, I saw the interview from Lewis, and he explains just it's complicated. I don't know how I would explain it to someone that doesn't know about Formula One.
Yeah.
Even if they do know about Formula One, it's still almost too complicated to explain. It just doesn't, yeah. There's a lot of information, a lot of little things that make a lot of difference. So it's tough, you know, for a driver to take on board all of these things and to understand, to focus on driving and to focus on all of the energy and the management side. But yeah, I mean, it's my job, right? So I can't really complain. I'm still in F1, I'm still having a lot of fun, so.
Try being a TV reporter.
Yeah.
It's up to us to explain.
Good luck.
Thanks very much.
I think it's always super important to be able to run a lot of laps, right? And that's what we did yesterday. We could go through our program, yeah, without too many, let's say, big problems. But it's still very complicated, and a lot of things that we want to do better and get on top of, because yeah, it's all so new still, and a lot of room for improvement for sure. But I guess I'm also not the only one that says that. Yeah, at the start of a new rule set.
It's a big surprise to the outside. Are you surprised by how good it looks on the surface, at least?
Well, you can't really say what is good or bad, but I think the positive thing is that we are not breaking down, and yeah, everyone is of course super proud of the whole project, because of course it's immense. I mean, it's not an easy feat to get right, but yeah, we are, let's say, heading in the right direction. Everyone is very motivated, naturally, of course, to try and get this project started. So yeah, every day we are learning and actually learning a lot.
Yeah. A lot of people are talking about how you're harvesting in the corners and the first gear. Do you think you've kind of nailed that? I don't know if you enjoy the process of the harvesting and deployment, but you look like you've got a good handle on it.
Well, as a driver, you always look into things where, yeah, you can maybe have a change, but also at the same time, these cars and engines, battery, like it's all super sensitive to your inputs. So yeah, it's just changing a lot every time that you go out. Sometimes you don't even understand why it's so sensitive, or you know. So you just try a lot of different strategies. I mean, it's not what I it's not like what I tried yesterday might be the best way forward. I don't know. I mean, I'm just figuring it out myself.
Really nice to see you back here. How would you describe this experience for you now?
Yeah, it's been quite challenging, getting back into it with such a big regulation change. I think we all starting from zero in a way, and getting used to it. It's been tricky, with all the information that even for the engineers to understand what modes, what energy levels are we running, how are we saving the energy through the lab, and we have a lot of variables at the moment that we're trying to get on top of.
Yeah. Would you say you're back on the groove because you've been away for a year, right? So how difficult for you to be back in the cockpit?
Yeah, I think it's been fairly straightforward. I did some testing back in the summer, which helped me to get back in the rhythm, and obviously starting from new regulations, I think it's fairly good for having a year off.
Yeah, we saw you stop at the track today. Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, there was a default with one of the maps that we was setting wrongly at the time, so it wasn't a big thing.
And you had 100 laps so far, and more tomorrow. Do you think by the end of tomorrow you have like a target for next week, or you don't think it's about performance at the moment? It's more like getting.
Yeah, no, right. I think at the moment there is so much we need to go through and understand few bits in there, so there's still plenty of stuff that we need to analyze, and hopefully tomorrow we can have another solid day. I think today we had a really good day as a team.
Muchas gracias. I guess mixed feelings for you today, right? You could have done with more laps, but also in terms of performance, the car seems to be on the good side of things. How would you analyze this first couple of days?
Yeah, I think overall it's been good. Almost 100 laps, so we're pretty pleased with that. We saw something we didn't really like on the data in the last hour and a half, so we took some precautions and meant that we didn't run at the end, which would have been nice to get these small laps, but overall we still got quite a lot done. Every single run, every single lap, we're learning about these new cars, about this new engine, about the way we work with the Mercedes people. Still a lot of learning, and hopefully we can have another clean day as a team tomorrow.
And here obviously is a different track from Spain, right? So here is like a lot hotter, you got more wind. Do you think you guys are in the position you expected to be at this point, or do you think there's still some room for improvement with the car?
Oh, there is a lot of things to improve, with the car. I think there's a lot of things we still need to answer. We have a lot of question marks and a lot of analysis to do, but I think generally I'm not too much into like the absolute performance yet. I think we're more like running and trying to tick all the boxes we got to do before Australia. Feeling in the car gets better every day. So I think that's compared to Barcelona. I think we did a good step forward. Still need to find more. But it's such a big change compared to last year that it's almost like a full reset. So we going through our plan, and next week I guess we'll start pushing a bit more.
And you and Franco, you both had issues, right? Do you think this is a concern looking ahead, or it's too early in the days?
No concern.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you
very much.
Max, it looked like a really good day in the car yesterday. I know it's only testing, but a lot of laps is always good, I guess, to get a feel for the car. How are you feeling about what you were able to achieve there?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's better than being in the garage. We did a lot of laps with not big problems. Otherwise, of course, you can't do that lap count. And that's been our target, trying to really understand this new formula, trying to understand the engine and the car, making sure that things are reliable. That's an ongoing process.
I know there was a little niggle this morning that meant that Isaac couldn't get out on track. What's the overall kind of mood now heading into the final part of day 2?
I mean, the mood is fine. I mean, you're also in a new, you're working with new rules, a new rule set. So there's a lot of attention to detail and a lot of things that we still need to get on top of. It's all very complex, and I'm sure that even in the beginning of the season, there's still a lot of things that we will figure out just going along. It's good to have the testing here and try to understand everything.
In terms of what you've learned about the car so far, do you feel like you're in a good spot? I know you don't know where you are standing, but do you feel like you're in a good spot relative to where you are in testing?
I don't know what spot I am. I know that I'm in Bahrain, but,
Okay.
I don't know. I have no idea. It's also impossible to know because you don't even know, your rivals, are they running full power or not? Whatever is going to happen in Melbourne, cars are going to change also rocking up in Melbourne. So for me, it's always very difficult to say anything about testing. For me, yesterday we just focused on ourselves, trying to do many laps and try not to break down. And that was positive yesterday.
And how pleasantly surprised are you at the way the engine's being? All new project for the team. It's no small challenge, and it's been pretty strong all the way through Barcelona and so far here.
I mean, it's of course amazing to see that, as a new manufacturer to come in and also for everyone, to see the new car and engine together. It's like their little baby. And like I said, there's still, of course, a lot to learn, but at least I think we're heading in the right direction. Of course, there's still things that we want to do better, for sure. I think we will never be satisfied. But like I said, at least we're not breaking down, and I think that no one really expected that. I think from the start that we would go out of the garage without exploding. So that has been very positive.
And just finally, your plan for tomorrow, you've got a little bit more time in the car for this test.
Yeah, just driving a bit more. It's half a day for me tomorrow. Trying to just understand also the car and engine a bit more for myself, not only from the engineer side of things.
Carlos, F1 2026 has finally started for you. How good was it to get in the car and do some proper laps yesterday?
Good. I've missed it, even though it was the shortest break ever. For us, unfortunately, it was a bit longer than what it should have been. But finally being in the car yesterday with everyone running on track, being part of the show again, and being there was a good feeling, and especially getting to do trouble-free day, catching up with a lot of the things that we had to do, and we seem like we managed to do a good job of it.
Does it feel like you're catching up after obviously that slow start, the delays, missing Barcelona? Does it feel like you're starting to catch up already?
Yeah, and we will be catching up over the next 6 days of testing here in Bahrain. So, it will be a slow catch-up process, and we need trouble-free days like yesterday to do the full catch-up.
How did the car feel, these early feels?
It feels different, feels very different. For me, the biggest thing is how different it feels drivability-wise. The engine, the downshifts, the upshifts, everything seems quite a bit different to last year. Still extremely early days. We need to fine-tune a lot all the systems in the car. And driving-wise, they are not actually that different. It's just putting the Monza aero in the car for Bahrain. But it feels very light. It feels very, very, very low downforce compared to last year. But nothing weird.
And it must be quite cool to just have lighter cars, smaller cars, because as a racer driver, that's probably what you want, right?
Yeah, I don't think anyone was running light yesterday, so it's not like we were still in the weights probably of last year's car, because no one removed the last 30, 50, 60, 70 kilos of the car off, so it's not like we can say, the car feels a lot lighter, because you're realistically running the same weight as you would last year at this point. So I think it's early days to feel that, the nimbleness and all that, but hopefully by the end of testing or by the first few races, once you put it lighter, we feel that.
Nico, very different car this time out compared to Barcelona. Just how different did it feel? I know there's a lot of different conditions and various things, but how different did it feel?
Yeah, different. Quite different. I think good step forward in terms of performance, in terms of reliability, and just being able to get laps in, to get kilometers on the car. We've made some big steps forward there, between Barcelona and here. Then Bahrain is a very, very different circuit to Barcelona. Much more stop and go, low speed dominated. It's a very hard, and unforgiving tracks that really exposes a lot of weaknesses usually, and historically from any car, because the rough tarmac, kind of low grip, very windy, hot track temp. So it's there isn't many other tracks where you find harder conditions. So it's a true good test.
Can you give a sense of just how big a challenge it is for you guys? Only you are running the Audi power unit. There's a lot of new things this year, and just how that really affects what you can do through testing and what you're trying to achieve.
Well, we're constantly obviously working on the power unit, dialing things out, or trying to, running different settings. But it's really, a step-by-step case and run by run. You know, we try different things, feedback how it feels, you know, tweak it again, go out again. So a true test week in that sense.
Do you think you're in a good space for where you are now, given what you've done and what you're hoping to do?
Yeah, I think we're not a million miles away from what I can gauge, you know, midfield-wise, but it's always hard to tell, you know, because just the energy mode, you know, is a huge lap time swing in that. Fuel load obviously is always a question mark, so don't know, but I know, you know, there's a long road ahead, you know, a lot of work still ahead of us, and I think a lot more potential once we dial out many things.
Well, Lance, we've reached the halfway point of the Bahrain test. I know it's only tested and it's early days yet, but from the feels that you've got from the car so far in a bit more representative conditions, how are you feeling about things?
Yeah, a lot of things to work on for sure. You know, we've had issues last couple of weeks in Barcelona and again yesterday, so we're behind the competition in total laps completed, so we have some things to work on, catching up to do, and we have to bring more performance.
What is the mood inside the team like, given all of those niggles that are going on?
That we need to find more performance.
But in terms of, like, I guess there's still optimism that you just need a bit more time to try and understand what's gone wrong?
Yeah, we need time, and we also need to find performance. So, you know, there's definitely things to work on. We can make the car better, you know, optimize it more, but it also looks like we need to just find more overall performance from the car.
Right then, we're kind of halfway through the test almost. How have you felt that car from what your quote said in the release yesterday? It seemed like a productive time in the car yesterday.
Yeah, it was obviously full morning for me, then the afternoon for Nico yesterday. He just finished running this morning again, and I'm jumping in the car in a few hours. And yeah, I'm quite excited. I'm quite excited to keep driving and learning new things. Obviously, we know it's a big list of things to be done from our side. Yeah. It's a new team, new power unit, new car and everything. A lot of, you know, every time we go to the track, we learn new things and we improve our car or our power unit. So hopefully we can keep up on that, you know, that level of improvements we are having, and keep evolving.
Does it feel like quite a steep learning curve inside the team? Because obviously I guess everything you do, because it's such a new team, feels new, I guess. Yes, I believe so. It's a huge learning curve, especially because I feel like we started on the very basics, you know. Yeah. We are the only team using the Audi power units, so it's not that we can also have more data. We have the data that we provide the team by the amount of mileage we have put so far, and it's like teaching a baby how to walk and talk, and we need to do this as quick as possible and in a good way as well. And just one final question. Are you starting to get a better feel of these 2026 cars and what they might offer this year as you kind of progress into more least representative conditions around this track? Yes. Again, as I told you, I think every run we change a couple of things here or there to try to maximize our run. But it's a very different car to drive, I can tell you. It's much, lower grip than what we finished last year. Obviously, it's a new regulation, so it's expected. I remember from 21 to 22, I was not driving in F1 yet, but the cars were much slower, and then with time and development, it gets much better. So hopefully we do the same with these new regs, and we are able to extract the maximum in a few years. But so far, it has been enjoyable to learn and to do all these improvements. William, I'm glad you got some laps on the board today. How were they out there?
They were okay. We had a few little issues today which stopped a bit of running, but first few laps to finally drive. Tomorrow we'll spend a lot more time in the car, which I'm looking forward to. Early days. I know it hasn't obviously been the smoothest test so far. What is the overall mood in the team right now? I mean, it's good. We're learning as fast as we can. It's obviously all very, very new. So it's something coming into the test we know to try not be frustrated with when we have these small things that we have to stop runs for sometimes. But the main thing is to try and, I think, put the car in a good place today. We have tomorrow to learn a lot more, and I think next week's going to be the time that we probably spend a lot more time on performance rather than anything else. And speaking of the bits that are new, obviously you've got a lot more to do this year. How have you found kind of trying out the deployment, using the recharge, all of the various tools you're going to have on your disposal? It's very, very new. It's very different. Different driving style, more sensitive. We have to be a lot more aware, I think, behind the wheel. And even in qualifying, there's a little bit of management that potentially needs to be done at different tracks. So It's very new. It's something that I definitely haven't mastered yet. So we'll spend the next few weeks trying to be as prepared for Melbourne as we can.
Well, I guess that's what testing's for. In terms of just where the team are at, though, and with the days you've got left, you optimistic that you're kind of going to be in good shape coming to Melbourne?
It's really hard to know right now. So we have no idea what everybody else is doing. So, yeah, I think we can obviously see a lot more improvement that we can make, but obviously everybody else is probably seeing the same sort of thing. So let's see.
Right then, Alex, a couple of runs in the car, a Grand Prix distance worth at least this morning as well.
Yeah.
It seems to be going pretty well considering where you started this month.
It is. We're playing catch up, but for the most part, we've hit the mileage that we need to. I think yesterday we did the most miles out of everyone, so we are learning a lot. I think that there's no secret we've missed quite a lot of information that we would have got if we did Barcelona. But the run plan so far, it's been constructive. We've got a clear planning goal, a clear goal in mind, and we're just ticking them off.
Have you kind of got to the part of the program where you wanted to be, so you're in like a good spot for halfway through the test?
Yeah, we're okay. I think that obviously for Carlos and I, we're still learning the deployment side of things, so I think most drivers have most probably got a good grasp of it, whereas we're still learning, out laps, push laps, how to harvest battery, how to be efficient with our driving, but we're enjoying it, to be honest. I think it's a very big challenge, but it's getting there.
And you enjoying driving these 2026 cars more, especially learning all those new modes and stuff, but just generally the cars themselves?
Yeah, they're interesting. Basically, in terms of driving, they're a challenge. I think between myself and Carlos, we're enjoying the challenge of driving them. They are so different. They are complicated, but I feel like I'm hoping that it rewards the experienced drivers and the ones that can kind of understand how these systems work. But at the same time, they move around a lot more. So you are, especially around a hot, windy track like Bahrain, you can quite easily, you see it, lockups and things like that, where the deployment might be a little bit different into one corner, and there's wind on top of that, and the tyres are hot. You make mistakes.